Hello, all my crafty people. We are starting on day 10, and as you can see, it's all about movies. I actually went back into my 2020 and 2021, and I have never told a story about our movies yet. So, this was on the docket already, as this day we sat down and watched the first Santa Clauses. We actually thought we were sitting down to watch a movie, but soon found out it was episodes. So that's kind of what inspired all this. That story is actually going to be a little insert in here. It might even be a flip. I might do a flip on this one because I'm trying to make a little bit more like bulk on this side. I think that everybody kind of is. I've been hearing that a lot in the community. So anyways, I might make it a flip up. So I have all of our favorite movies. We did actually watch all of these, except for we never sat down and watched the Jim Carrey Grinch, which is like ridiculous because we pretty much watched that, I don't know, 4 or 5 times usually. But we did watch this one 2 and 3 times. We got into the Santa Clauses, and I think that took up a lot of our time for when we would be watching the Grinch. But yes, so we have that, and then on the I need to cut all these up, and then this is the journaling about each one. And pretty much I'm just going to be making flip outs. So at first I was like, oh shoot, how am I going to make flip outs? I'm pretty sure I'm just going to make a slit down each one with a craft knife and just slide in a piece of paper and then back that. I'm going to try and back it with this. This is paper that I wouldn't use normally. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Guys, I am trying to use all of my supplies. So I still have this Color Cast Design acrylic piece and these little homes from last year. And I think these will be perfect to put on each side of this since we do our holiday movies at home pretty much. So yeah, I think it will work out great, and it will take up that little space. Where is it? And it will take up this little space. It's a little bit too big, but I think it will be fine. So, yeah, and I did most of this in Photoshop. I just made I made 3 boxes that go down, spaced them, and then did them over, removed these 3 boxes. So I think it worked out. The only thing I might do is just frame this in a little bit. Well, this in, I guess I should say, in a little bit, so that it closes off that box just a smidge, because like I said, this is a lid. If I would have known, I chose this just a few minutes ago. I remembered that I had this. So if I choose to make like a little black box or something along the edge, this will just close that in just perfectly, and allow, like, really, I don't need it. I don't know, like barely on these sides. I mean, maybe on the top, but I think actually I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm going to leave it, I think. So, and that will be it. And they all will flip open and have my little journaling here. I've been thinking about doing like a little notch. I think I'll do a little notch so you can open them and get your finger under there. So this will be tons of cutting and pasting, and you know, it's going to be just a lot of repetitive stuff. So let's get started. All right, guys. So though this page alone probably took me the longest, other than the gingerbread tag one, it's actually going to be a pretty short video because this was a rinse and repeat type of spread. And you guys just didn't need to see me do it 45,000 times. So yeah, so I just went online, of course, and saved screenshots of all of the movies, cut them all out like I mentioned before. Looks like I need to clean the adhesive off of my workspace there. And at first I was like, I'm not sure how I'm going to get all these down, since I had printed the journaling out on the paper that the background paper pretty much. But what I decided to do is use my X-Acto knife and just cut slits in the back of my background paper, There we go. And use these little flips, which I always just use copy paper so that I do not add more bulk to my albums as much as I'm already adding bulk. This one was going to have that acrylic piece on it, so we knew it was going to be bulky anyways, but also the copy paper is very easy to crease and allows the flip ups to eventually, once they sit in the album for a minute, they eventually will go down. So here I am just adhering all of these little flips to some paper. Name of the game in 2022 December Daily is to use our stash. And this paper is, I believe, from 2020. It might be 2021. I'm not positive. But I just would not have used this paper. It's not Christmassy to me. It's not, I don't know. So I have a lot of it left over. So using it on the back of these flips to finish these flips was perfect. So there you can see, I've already went through and used my X-Acto knife to cut slits on each one of these. Around the journaling on that back side, I did put a small, very faint gray stroke. As you can see, there are boxes around my journaling so that I could line everything up. That doesn't really bother me. Some people it does to have it there, but that doesn't bother me at all. So I kind of knew where to make my cut there. So that is pretty much what I'm doing. Just like I said, it was rinse and repeat pretty much. It was like do one thing, do the next thing. But I absolutely love how this page turned out. I didn't think I would in the beginning. I did use my 1 inch. Is it 1 inch? Yeah, I think it's my 1 inch. It might be a ½ inch. Actually, that might be a ½ inch. Circle punch. There we go. It's sitting right there, actually. Circle punch, and just made a little, cut into each one of those. Also, I forgot to turn my camera on at one point, so I got so much in the groove. I was watching a show. That's pretty much what I do when I'm scrapbooking. I'm just watching a show, and scrapping, pretty much. I believe that this one was pretty late at night too, honestly. So, there isn't much more to say about this one. Unfortunately, if you're going to see here in a minute, so a lot of people would have spread out the reds and the blues. I really wasn't worried about it. There was a lot of blues, and then the Home Alones were red, so it was yeah, I didn't really worry too much about it. One thing that I am having a terrible time with in this album is getting pages to line up. One thing I do know is my Frisker, this cutting mat or cutting trimmer, there we go. That arm that comes out is not even. So it makes all of my pages off level, does not cut a straight line. It is awful, guys. I don't know about that. Also, I forget to remind myself that the full spread pictures that come out of my printer are also not level, and so then I go and cut that, and my pages. It's been a thing in this album for some reason. So it is what it is. All right, so I am just using that Barely Arts glue to glue down this acrylic piece, and as you can see, I put it a little bit too high. I was kind of mad at myself. I didn't realize it was too high until it was too late, and I could not move it. That Barely Arts glue gives you some leeway, but not that much leeway, guys. And you can see that greenhouse is too tall, and I'm trying to move it right there. Just could not get it. I'm I was trying to rip it up, and it was ripping too much of my page, and I just said, forget it. It is what it is. I'll just deal. Nobody's going to notice when they're flipping through this page that it's too high. So just putting those down, and that is pretty much the last step in this. All of my journaling is behind all of the things. I kind of just told stories about each one and what favorite, if it was a favorite of one person in the household, that is pretty much what I said. And I got to use my stash. I used acrylic pieces, I used paper, and I used these houses from 2021. So I'm really happy because these houses pretty much would not get used. The other ones that I will have, I am planning to do a big de-stash in the shop and swap group. So if you are looking for that, when I start putting all this away, I'm going to have a huge de-stash, and I'm just doing one huge box of it. I'm not going to be splitting it apart. So thank you guys so much for being here. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you are new, and I would love a thumbs up if you love this content. This will probably be one of the last videos that I show until next year. I think I have one more coming out. So I think I have day 10 coming out. Talk to you guys soon.